What is good? It's your boy, the Truth 31. Hit like, subscribe, all that DC goodness coming at you. And right now, I keep seeing the same stuff on my Twitter feed and Instagram. Why, God Almighty, why? They all want, people want Robert Pattinson to replace Ben Affleck, and for Robert Pattinson to be part of the Justice League with Henry Cavill, Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher. No, 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 no. Trust me, you don't want that. Trust me, you do not want that. You want Robert Pattinson to stay in his own universe. You want Matt Reeves, who's a great director, to stay in his own universe, to have complete creative freedom, so they don't have to interlock and have the MCU route. It was like, well, all right, well, Batman connects to Wonder Woman, and then that's going to connect to Aquaman, and then that's going to connect to... No, you don't want that. No, no, stop it, stop it. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, okay? Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves do not want this to be part of this larger DC cinematic universe. This is why we have the multiverse concept. Again, I talked about this in my previous video. Look it up. Watch it. You'll have a better understanding. You want this to be its own thing. Robert Pattinson will not sign on to be part of a larger thing. He wants it separate. Matt Reeves wants it separate. WB wants it separate. They want to tell their own Batman story. They want to tell their own singular Batman story. They want their own Joker. They have their own Catwoman. They want their own villains. They want to have their own little separate space in the DC universe. In the multiverse, you have Ben Affleck. For now, we'll see how that turns out. But I'm more and more, I'm thinking he's not gonna be Batman. He's gonna be Batman in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I think that's it. But you have a Batman. You have Robert Pattinson's Batman. You have its own little story that can introduce maybe Robin in the future. That has multiple villains like Penguin, Riddler, hopefully Two-Face, and so on and so forth. This is going to be its own separate thing with Robert Pattinson, who's going to be, I have a feeling, is going to be like one of the best Batmans ever to be put on the silver screen. You have Matt Reeves behind this film, who's an excellent director, who's going to tell his own unique story. And ignore my dog. This, see, even my dog agrees with this. This is going to be different. This is going to be unique. It's going to be his own little story. It's going to be an adult Batman story. I think probably even more adult than I'm saying adult. I'm really meant to say really meant to say adult. Probably more adult than Christopher Nolan's and Zack Snyder's, because I think it's gonna be rated R. It's really gonna delve deep into Batman's psyche. It's gonna delve deep into Batman being a detective. And we're gonna see Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman. We're gonna see her own unique spin on it. We're going to see Paul Dano as the Riddler, a much more darker take than what Jim Carrey did, or what you saw in Gotham, which I try to forget, because that was horrendous. That was absolutely awful. And Paul Dano, who's an excellent actor, by the way, I'm sure is going to give us a very scary, unique take on the Riddler that we haven't seen on screen before. You have Jeffrey Wright, Commissioner Gordon. That should be a big clue, because obviously J.K. Simmons, who's Gordon in the Snyderverse, they're not gonna have a black James Gordon all of a sudden. Like, that doesn't make sense if they're gonna cross over, which they're not. They're gonna have a new Joker. That's not gonna be Jared Leto. That's not gonna be Joaquin Phoenix. There's gonna be a new actor playing the Joker, and I'm sure it's gonna be another unique take on the Joker. Trust me, you want this to be singular. You want this to be separate from what Zack Snyder is doing in that universe. Because they have more complete freedom now. Matt Reeves has complete freedom to do whatever he wants with the Batman, just like Nolan did before. And we're going to see a brand new take on the character, something unique. A different take on Batman, a different take on this universe, which hopefully blends, the comics and the Batman animated series, which I kept hearing, by the way, like this movie is going to take inspiration from the Batman animated series, which is fantastic. And I love the fact that we're going to have multiple villains from the start. I love the fact that this is Batman in his third year. And we're going to see Robert Pattinson grow, hopefully, over time. If he's amazing, which I think he will be. He has the chance to be the one of the best Batmans ever. So trust me, you do not want this to be part of the Snyderverse. You want this to be its own thing. Again, hence the DC multiverse concept. We can have multiple Batmans, multiple Superman. So you want this, trust me. Trust in Matt Reeves. He's going to deliver something special. He's going to give you a Batman film that you are going to love no matter what. All right? You're going to have Batman. You have Robert Pattinson's Batman. Forget about Ben Affleck. You have Robert Pattinson's Batman. You're always going to have a Batman. Trust me. That's the one thing WB loves doing, Batman. Seems like the only thing, it seems like that's the only property character that they can get right, Batman. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff for more DCEU content. And remember, just be happy. DC fandom is on the way. It's gonna be a good time, and Robert Pattinson is gonna give you something special, and Matt Reeves is gonna give you something special, because Batman is awesome.